This is the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA, a weekly recap of your Philadelphia Eagles and all the news around the NFL. Broadcasting live from Chickies and Pete's, tonight's show is brought to you by the Philadelphia Protestant Home, Rob's Automotive and Collision, SEPTA, The Capitol Grill, Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, Ventresca's Custom Clothing, Chickies and Pete's, Begley, Carlin, and Mandio Law Firm, Hand and Stone Spa, Penworth Financial Services, BCWSA, and CJ's Tire and Automotive. We now go live to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Now, here are your hosts, Delaware County Times Birds reporter Bob Grotz and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
Thank you very much, everyone, and good evening. And we are here at the Parks Casino, Chickies and Pete's, and welcome to the Pro Football Report. Bob Grotz will not be with us tonight. He is a bit under the weather, so I held auditions in the parking lot. I found somebody aimlessly walking around. I put a microphone in front of him and tape recorded him for 15 seconds, and he passed the audition, so we gave him a clean shirt, and we brought him in, and that is our co-host tonight. His name is Bill Warrendale, also alias The Loon, every week with Jolly and The Loon, and my spotter during the Eagles game. So, Billy, it is great to have you with us.
It's my pleasure. I have 4 words for Bob Grotz. Wally Pip, Lou Gehrig. All right? Simple as that.
Well, I think without warning he will be back soon.
I would think.
Billy, it's been an interesting week in football. Here are the Eagles, 13-1, and they, aside from locked up a playoff spot, they haven't locked up anything yet in terms of seeding. If I told you back in September that the Eagles, first of all, you would have told me I was nuts if I told you the Eagles were going to be 13-1 and that Jalen Hurts was the leading candidate. I don't care what the odds makers say. Jalen Hurts is the MVP of this league, in the opinion of most intelligent people. But that he was going to be the MVP and the Eagles were going to be 13-1, and yet, with 3 games to go in the season, they are not assured of home field.
That's an interesting point, Merle. I would say 13-1. It's a lock to be the number 1 seed in your conference. But right now, they take care of business with Dallas this weekend. Whether Hurts plays or Minshew plays, they can wrap it up and have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And again, they would not have a playoff game until the late January 21st. That would be their first home playoff game.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. The fact that we fly to Dallas this Friday, and then I may not be on a plane again. Same with them, of course, because I travel with the team. The Eagles may not be on a plane again for a month.
Yep.
Or more. They may not. In fact, if things go the way they should go, the Eagles will not be on a plane until the week of February
And that's the Super Bowl.
8th, yeah.
Absolutely. No question about it. I mean, again, with that time off, the interesting situation is how do they, if they wrap it up this week, what do they do with New Orleans? You want to keep New Orleans down because you want New Orleans' draft pick. And do you rest guys in the New Orleans game? Do you rest guys in the Giant game? Because you want to have them fresh for that first playoff game. Remember, we've seen Green Bay the last number of years have home field advantage and could not get to the Super Bowl.
All right, I'll give you an answer to that question, my opinion. My opinion is if they beat the Cowboys.
Right.
Because don't forget, if they don't beat the Cowboys, things are not bad because they have to beat either the Saints or the Giants. So they're not in deep trouble, but it becomes a little bit tenuous because crazy things can happen. And what happens if they don't beat New Orleans? And then the whole thing comes down to the last week, and the Giants are playing for a playoff spot.
Yep.
So in a case like that, number one, they have to play everybody because they need the seed. But number two, they can't even think about resting anybody. They can't even think about that. So I think what they do, first of all, I think there's a good chance that they beat Dallas this week. But it is far from a lock. It's so important to Dallas because they have a lot of things to play for. But number one, it's important that they beat Dallas this week. But let's say they do. Then, as you pointed out, the draft pick is significant. There are significant stakes involved in whether you pick 6th, 7th, 8th or 9th. That could be the difference between getting the player that you most coveted and somebody that you like but you're not in love with.
And the other thing is, Merle, I don't know if New Orleans is going to win their division, but if they do, that means you get the 19th pick in the draft. So that's a situation.
They could be back. A few weeks ago, they were around 5th or 6th.
Right.
And they could be back at 19th.
Right. So, I mean, if New Orleans wins the division. But I just look at the upcoming weeks as far as the Eagles. Now, you had some good news on Reed Blankenship. Looks like he'll play. Dallas Goedert looks like he'll be ready to go against the Cowboys. So they're getting their walking wounded back. The one guy who played pretty well in Chicago was Kayvon Wallace. He had an excellent game filling in for Reed Blankenship, who filled in for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So, I mean, it shows you the depth on this football team.
Yeah, they do have depth. They do have depth. And fortunately, they have depth at quarterback. I mean, they have an MVP talent, Jalen Hurts, and they also have a quarterback right there ready to come in Gardner Minshew, who is not chopped liver.
No, he's not chopped liver. And, of course, if he plays well against Dallas, people are going to be looking at that. And some teams may say, hey, we may not get a quarterback in the first round. Maybe we call Howie Roseman and try to make a deal for Gardner Minshew. So he wants to audition and play well because he wants to be a starter in this league, and you can't blame him for that.
Yeah, but the same thing occurred last year because he really did come in and play well against the New York Jets.
Yeah, he did play a very, very solid game against the Jets.
He was very solid.
Right. He made no mistakes. I mean, he was under control. Remember, he's a dink and dunk guy. He doesn't have that big arm like Jalen Hurts. But with Goddard coming back, he's going to rely a lot on Goddard on Saturday.
Oh, I think he is.
Right.
And he did in that Jets game, you'll remember.
Yep.
That was his number one target.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, they'll run the ball against the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys got some bad news. They lost Van Der Esch. He won't be available to play.
Leighton Van Der Esch.
Leighton Van Der Esch will not be able to play. I think he has a neck injury. So that hurts the Cowboys.
But that's okay because Micah Parsons thinks he can take over the entire linebacking
let me tell
core.
You something. When you have a Leighton Van Der Esch and Micah Parsons, that gives you a lot of problems. But with Van Der Esch down, Micah Parsons may not be as effective.
Looking over the game tapes of the first game, the first Eagles-Cowboys meeting, which the Eagles won decisively at Lincoln Financial Field, Micah Parsons didn't do a darn thing. He may have had 2 impactful plays in the entire game. Other than that, the Eagles neutralized them. What did they do, in your opinion, to neutralize
I think they used a lot of the tight end. They were chipping him, the running back. They were double-teaming him, basically. So, I mean, they took away his effectiveness as far as getting to the quarterback, being a disruptive force on defense. So that I think that'll be the same game plan.
I don't think I mentioned his name 3 times in the whole game.
You want to go after a guy like Micah Parsons because if you let him freelance and get to the quarterback or get to the running back, you're in trouble. So you just have to tie him up on every play.
I think he's a great talent.
No talent.
And I think he's a good football player. But I think right now he is overextending himself, thinking that he can freelance and do what he wants to do. And I don't think he's performing. I've seen him mentioned as the next Lawrence Taylor or the second coming of Lawrence Taylor. Anybody who grew up watching Lawrence Taylor realizes that's not even close.
Merle, when people start talking about Lawrence Taylor after 2 years in the league, come on. We didn't raving about Lawrence Taylor the first couple of years.
Oh, yes, we were.
Well, Not
yes,
over,
we were,
not
because
over
he was Lawrence Taylor
not
from
over
day
the top.
one.
Remember that he was the second pick in the draft, and he came in, played very effectively his first couple of years, and then really started to become that impactful player that he was. I mean, Bill Parcells put him, and Belichick put him in a position every play to get after the quarterback.
Yeah, but when you're talking about the greatest linebacker, and you're talking about Lawrence Taylor, I don't even put Micah Parsons in the rearview mirror right now.
Right now.
Unless he really builds himself up and continues to improve. I mean, there were guys like Brian Urlacher along the way. He wasn't bad, was he?
No, a converted safety.
Yeah.
To play linebacker. He was an excellent linebacker. You've had great linebackers. Remember, the NFL has really changed a lot because they've de-emphasized, like they have de-emphasized running back, the linebacking position. And of course, now, the one guy that's really playing well, they list him as a linebacker, but he's really a defensive end, is Hassan Reddick. Look at the impact he's made.
Oh, my goodness.
I cannot understand how a team like Arizona or a Carolina could let a guy like this walk. How do they let a guy walk like that?
I don't know.
And go into free agency. I
Right.
mean,
Well, you feel the same way, don't you, about the Saints and C.J. Gardner-Johnson?
Right.
How did they let him leave?
because he wanted a big contract.
I'll give you another name.
But
It got the general manager fired. How do you let A.J. Brown, who is they're all, by the way, these are all high character individuals.
Right.
It's not like they've been, thorns in the side of the organization or embarrassments. They're all talented players who are good people and who work hard. They're coaches' dreams, not nightmares. And these guys walk to another team.
I could not understand how the Titans, they couldn't get a deal done. And Howie Roseman, with his cap skills, was able to get a deal done on draft day. I mean, when you get a talent like that, when you look back, A.J. Brown and D.K. Metcalf were on the same team at Mississippi. They should have been national champions, don't you think?
Well, absolutely.
But I look at A.J. Brown. He's a physical receiver. And, you don't find guys like that very often. He's 6'2", 226. And when he gets the ball, those safeties and corners are looking at him, here comes a freight train down the track.
It's amazing. For a team that went without a really premier wide receiver for so many years, boy, have they struck gold in the past 2 years with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. Devontae Smith was the Heisman Trophy winner, the best receiver in the draft, and this year the biggest addition in the league from a wide receiver standpoint is A.J. Brown.
When you look back at Devontae Smith, and we had conversation, he's not big enough. Let me tell you something. Don't worry. He can catch the ball. He makes plays. This measurables really get to me. This guy was a premier player coming out of college, and he's taking his game to the next level.
Yeah.
And another guy that's playing very well is Quez Watkins. Now, he didn't have a great game on Sunday against the Bear, but he's starting to mature as a wide receiver.
As a receiver. I don't like him as the recipient of a screen, but I like him as a take the top off a defense.
Absolutely.
Straight line receiver.
No question about it. So, I mean, and the other guy is a very underrated player, is Zach Pascal, who Nick Sirianni knew in Indianapolis, and he brought him to Philadelphia.
Well, he is a big possession receiver.
Right. 6'2", 215. You can't beat a guy like that. He's a very, very solid player.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And you have depth at those positions. It makes it a little easier for the coaches.
Boy, there are some great receivers all over this league. I watched the other day. Jalen Waddle. Is he something?
Tremendous player. Justin Jefferson. You get down the litany of guys.
I seem to remember him.
Yeah.
Didn't the Eagles have a shot at him at one point?
Please, let's turn a page. Brandon Ayuk, the wide receiver.
Not in that clear.
No, Deebo Samuels. Well, he's a different type guy because he lines up running back at times. He's a wide receiver. But that's why I think this year teams like the Giants are going to be looking for wide receivers. The Cowboys, they have to upgrade their wide receiving core where the Eagles can say, hey, we're not going to stand pat.
Right.
But we don't have to take a wide receiver early like some of these clubs do.
Right, that's true. That's true. They're good. The Eagles are good in a lot of areas.
Right. So, I mean, I just look at this football team right now. I'll be very, very disappointed if they're not in Glendale, Arizona. Very disappointed.
Well, the playoffs are a different animal. They
completely.
are. The playoffs are different. Look at the Dodgers in baseball. How many games they won. Look at the Mets, the kind of year they had. And the Phillies, who woke up at the end and ended up firing their manager midway through the season and made a run and came within one game of being the World Series champions.
And remember, the intensity level, Merle, in the playoffs is ratcheted up tenfold. You know that as well as I do. You've done a lot of playoff games. It is a different animal entirely because the teams, there's an emotional lift when you go to the playoffs, It's one and done.
Yeah.
There's no tomorrow, all right? You get the job done now, or you'll be home for the holidays.
Bill Werndell sitting in for Bob Grotz tonight, and we have a great guest who is on his way, and that is Trent Cole. He will be here in a few moments as we return with more of the Pro Football Report right here on 1490 WBCB.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. This holiday season, the Feast of the Seven Fishes has never been easier than with the help of Chickies and Pete's to-go catering. All your favorites, riverboat clams, mussels, lobster tails, calamari, and more. Same-day pickup available on all orders placed before 4 p.m. Treat your family to an amazing Feast of the Seven Fishes without the stress, hassle, and time to put all that together. From our table to yours, Chickies and Pete's. Ho ho.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs. A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
Ventresca Limited, the Delaware Valley men's store, is located in historic Doylestown. For casual clothing in denim to business suits and tuxedos, Ventresca Limited has a large selection you have to see to believe. The experienced and knowledgeable sales staff can show you the many brand labels that have made Ventresca Limited in Doylestown a must for men concerned about their image. Select from Canali, Brax Jeans, Hickey Freeman, Johnson Murphy Footwear, and much more. Custom alterations are free. Visit Ventresca Limited on the web at ventresca.com.
Fall into relaxation at Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. For an introductory price of just $69.95, enjoy the tranquility of their massage services and the rejuvenating glow their facial services provide. They even have specialty services such as a pumpkin facial or their signature hot stone massage. Restore, relax, and reset at one of Hand and Stone's 57 locations in Delaware, South Jersey, and Philadelphia, including the Lehigh Valley, for an introductory price of just $69.95. Call or book online at handandstone.com. Restrictions apply. See spa for details.
Don't hang out alone in the man cave this football season. Hang out at Cheerleaders with sexy entertainers, $4 Miller Lights, Jameson specials, and awesome game day prizes during all Sunday and Monday football games. Stop in before, during, or after the game to see your favorite entertainers and your chance to win an awesome game day prize. The most epic game day experience is at Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, where champions play. Open daily from noon till 2 a.m.
Have you or a family member been involved in an accident? If so, you need to call an experienced lawyer you can trust. You need to call the personal injuries lawyers at Velter, Yurovsky, Zoftis, and Sokolson. If you or someone you know has been in an automobile, motorcycle, truck, slip and fall, or drunk driving accident, contact Velter, Yurovsky, Zoftis, and Sokolson. Call 215-969-3004. Again, that number is 215-969-3004.
Enjoy a world of Italian wine and cuisine in nearby Philadelphia at Grand Cafe L'Aquila. This Italian landmark cafe offers a wide variety of Italian options for both lunch and dinner, and before you leave, try their award-winning gelatos. Offering an online market for your favorite meats, cheeses, coffee, and much more, it's Grand Cafe L'Aquila website at grandcafel'Aquila.com. Call them today at 215-568-5600. That's 215-568-5600. Or visit them at their flagship location at 1716 Chestnut Street in Philadelphia. The world of Italian cuisine is only a 30-minute drive away at Grand Cafe L'Aquila.
You are not just building a company. You are helping to build your community. For 150 years, Penn Community Bank has been strengthening our region, serving as a trusted partner and resource for businesses like yours. Our team of business bankers can get you where you need to go. Real relationships, expert advice, swift solutions to power your growth. Start here, grow here, stay here. Penn Community Bank. Here we are, and here we grow. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Delaware County Times Birds reporter Bob Grotz and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
Thank you very much, and back we are once again. Our guest, Trent Cole, is just minutes away, and it'll be great to have Trent here. He is a wonderful guy, and he is one of the newest members. He is newest members of the Eagles Hall of Fame, and that was great to see.
Along with Hugh Douglas.
Well, along with Hugh Douglas.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting to talk about with Trent about the not emergence, but he's played well. Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat. He can really lend some expertise because he was an excellent pass rusher as well.
You know, Hassan Reddick had a phenomenal game on Sunday against the Bears.
No question.
He took over that game.
No question. They couldn't block him. They couldn't block him. They had two different offensive tackles at right tackle. They started out with Reef. Then they put Leatherwood in, who was a stiff from the word go. He was a first-round pick of the Raiders, and then they had to get back to Riley Reef.
Yeah.
I mean, it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't slow down Reddick with a net because he was all over him.
Does he tomorrow night? I think is when the Pro Bowl comes out.
At 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Does Reddick make it?
He better make it. 12.5 sacks. He and Bosa are among the leaders. Bosa, I think, has 15.5 sacks.
I think he's 12.
12?
12.
All right.
He had 10. He had 2 sacks. He had a forced fumble. He had a fumble recovery. He did everything you could do.
And Josh Sweat is starting to come into his own as a pass rusher. I mean, he
he's been
showed
great.
signs last year, but he's starting to emerge right now.
Yeah. They've had some great defensive performances. And thinking of great defensive performances and performers, we are very honored tonight to have the newest member of the Eagles Hall of Fame, one of the great people and great players I've ever been around. How about a nice welcome for Trent Cole? Boy, thank you for coming. It's great to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you too, man.
How are you?
Good, great, actually great.
Great.
Yeah, it's been, just been, a lot of things been going on, and this past November and going to December and going to Christmas. So there's a lot of great things going on.
That must have been, well, I say that must be a thrill because I've lived it as a member of the Eagles Hall of Fame in 2016 when I went in with Trot. But for you to stand out there before 70,000 people and feel the love. Yeah,
it was a really, really, really big, just honor and just very, and to me, just very appreciative. Just everything has just been given to me, and especially the organization, especially the fans.
Trent, it hasn't been given to you. You have earned every bit of it. You have earned it as the person who has represented this team with class from beginning to end, as a football player who played every single game like it was the Super Bowl, who achieved as much as you have achieved with Pro Bowl status throughout the years, who is second all-time in Eagles sacks. Reggie White is number one, I think, at 124, and you are second at 85.5 sacks. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is, and like I said, just very appreciative of this, just having an opportunity to accomplish that, and the amount of time I was able to be spent with the Philadelphia Eagles, and especially some of my former teammates and stuff. Could have done it without them as well. But like I said, it's an honor, man, and like you said, I will have to back you up on that. And I will say that I did earn every bit of it.
Yeah, you did.
And I mean, you look back, it's like, man, how did you make it here? Like all the stuff you went through just to get to that point. But it was just all about, just, hey, man, just being relentless, knowing that you come to work every day. You come to work and do what you have to do to make sure that you ain't the weak link, on that team, and know that you're just going to give everything you got when it was game time.
10 years, right?
Yes.
10 NFL years with the Eagles.
Yes, yeah, and like I said, it was 10 solid years, I'll have to say. You know what I'm saying? And
you didn't have a bad year.
Yeah, I didn't have a bad year.
year.
I mean, there's up and downs. There's times, but you're gonna have them. Anybody's gonna have them. But there's and when there was down times, it was like that. I always rose up. You know what I'm saying, to the challenge. If I was put in a position that, had me thinking, I always rose up to it. You know what I'm saying? I rose
you
up.
did.
Yeah,
you did. Billy Warrendale is my spotter on the road. Bob Grotz usually does the show. He's sick tonight, but Billy has come in, and Billy was a sports talk host in San Diego for years, and has been here at Channel 10 and Channel 6, and he's with us on the road, and I know you have a lot to talk about with Trent.
Trent, what makes a great pass rusher? We're seeing it with Hassan Reddick. We see it in the emergence of Josh Sweat. What makes a good pass rusher? It doesn't come overnight. There's a lot of work involved, doesn't it?
There's a lot of work, Brian. That's practice. You know what I'm saying? That comes with practice. It's also, you know what I'm saying, you be intelligent, and when it comes to that practice ordeal, you have, first of all, you got to be relentless. You got to be relentless. You know what I'm saying? Being a pass rusher, I believe a pass rusher has to be very relentless type of athlete. And you know what I'm saying, you got to have that. You just got to have that aggression. You know what I'm saying? It comes with aggression, and like I said, and also just when it comes to practice, like when I could tell you my experience in practice, and it came from I had where I knew that I only had so much time to hone in on my skill, and to get better and get ready for this game. So when I did get down and it was my turn to get down there and the reps or whatever, and you only have 2 seconds to go out there and do what you got to do in practice, I was gonna go hard as I could. I was gonna go in there like I'm practicing like it's a game, and there was times where I don't know, some people don't know this, but Juan Castillo. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would literally practice. I had 2 practices. He would call me after practice to come over there and go up against the
offensive line. Okay.
So I'm getting double time over there. And like I said, there's a great quote I saw on social media on Instagram that when his coach was talking to his player, talking to his all-women's team, he's telling me, he was like, great players don't get tired. And he was spot on about that. And that's one thing I know, that when I was over there with Juan, doing a whole nother practice, going against guys, offensive linemen, it was just, I kept going and being relentless. So I had that stamina. So when it came game time, man, I was trying to wear my opponents out. I knew I always could go.
Yeah.
And you were working against Trey Thomas, and you were working against John Runyon. That couldn't be a walk in the park.
No, it was not a walk in the park. I even had Jason Peters, to go against. So it was not a walk in the park. I've had my fair shares of beating them, and they had their fair shares of really putting it on me. And putting it really on me.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking about? You were still playing. Yeah. You were still playing when Brandon Graham was drafted.
Yes. I remember. I could never forget when Brandon Graham came in. And I was like, man, this man is like one. This packed. He's just all packed with this power. You know what I'm saying? And I thought he was one of the strongest guys on our team, and I knew that he was going to be something. When he came in, and he ended up getting hurt. You know what I'm saying?
He was at one point almost thought of as a bust. Because in those first few years, he didn't make it. I mean, you came out, and from the beginning, you started to have success. Mm-hmm. I think Brandon will tell you this, for a couple of years because of injuries and adjusting, he was not somebody who was destined to one day be in the Team Hall of Fame and have a 15-year career. But then all of a sudden, he took flight, and everything started to come to him, and he's become a great player.
I mean, I'm not surprised about Brandon. Like, he had that mentality. When he came in, he he's got that that dog mentality of be a pass rusher. And it's just too bad he ended up getting hurt. But we really needed him. We really needed him, and he was an upcomer, and he was the guy. And also, like when you look at somebody, like he's the guy to replace you. Like you know that.
Yeah.
But you take, but coming from my era, I'm that last of the old school era. So I was always, I was taught by the older guys, take care, the guy next to you, and no matter what, the team take care of them. And that was, I felt like, that I needed to, do my share and be a part of, helping Brandon out. But
you did a good job helping him.
Yeah, he's like I said, Brandon is a hell of a person.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
He's a hell of a person.
Well, so are you.
I couldn't tell you so much. I mean, he's just one great person. Always smile and stay positive. And that's all I always would tell him, to stay positive. And that's one thing. I stay positive. Just no room for negativity.
That's you. You were positive every game.
Yes.
All right, we'll be back with Trent Cole right after this.
The last thing I remember, I was outside Chicky and Pete's.
Of course, George. Chicky and Pete's is Philadelphia's most decorated and award-winning restaurant.
I give each of the kids a Chicky and Pete's gift card. It's the gift that always fits.
It's almost as good as getting your wing.
Yeah, that's right, Clarence. You can get your wings at Chicky's, and crab fries and lobster pizza and a hot beef sandwich.
You see, George, it really is a wonderful place, this Chicky and Pete's.
This is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
Philadelphia Protestant Home is a premier senior living community that offers affordable, quality, independent living, personal care, skilled nursing, and rehabilitation. PPH is located on a beautiful, serene campus within minutes of Bucks County and features a variety of on-site amenities for active lifestyles. Bowling alley, computer learning center, greenhouse, bank, market, and coming soon, a pharmacy. Call now to schedule a tour, 215-697-8000, or visit us on the web at pphfamily.org. At PPH, we're family.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
Fall into relaxation at Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. For an introductory price of just $69.95, enjoy the tranquility of their massage services and the rejuvenating glow their facial services provide. They even have specialty services such as a pumpkin facial or their signature hot stone massage. Restore, relax, and reset at one of Hand and Stone's 57 locations in Delaware, South Jersey, and Philadelphia, including the Lehigh Valley, for an introductory price of just $69.95. Call or book online at handandstone.com. Restrictions apply. See spa for details.
Ventresca Limited, the Delaware Valley men's store, is located in historic Doylestown. For casual clothing in denim to business suits and tuxedos, Ventresca Limited has a large selection you have to see to believe. The experienced and knowledgeable sales staff can show you the many brand labels that have made Ventresca Limited in Doylestown a must for men concerned about their image. Select from Canali, Brax Jeans, Hickey Freeman, Johnson Murphy Footwear, and much more. Custom alterations are free. Visit Ventresca Limited on the web at ventresca.com. Planning to go to the game? Give LimoToday.com a call. You'll get to the game and back safely and in style. Why worry about the traffic and parking when you can relax and let LimoToday.com do the driving for you and your friends? And if you book a 5-hour trip with LimoToday.com, you'll get the 6-hour free. From sedans to minibuses to vans and stretch limos, let LimoToday.com get you to the game. Give them a call at 1-866-LIMO-TODAY. That's 1-866-LIMO today. When an Eagles player gets hurt, the team takes care of him. When you get hurt, the attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will take care of you. They understand that a severe accident can be a life-altering event. you need a reliable teammate to fight for you. The attorneys at Bagley, Carlin, and Mandio will get you great results. And if there's no recovery, there's no fee. Contact them today at 215-750-0110 for a free consultation. 215-750-0110 for a reliable ally that's on your side.
Whether you're just getting started, already well on your way, planning for your future, drafting your vision, growing toward greatness, or finding that dreams really can come true, whatever your next steps are, we'll be right here with you, just like we have been for 150 years. Start here, grow here, stay here. Penn Community Bank. Here we are, and here we grow. Member FDIC.
All tires aren't the same, and neither are all tire dealers. Michelin Tires offers safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Trust the tire experts at CJ's Tire Automotive in Fairless Hills. They'll get you in and out in no time, and their everyday low prices on BF Goodrich and Michelin tires can't be beat. CJ's Tire Automotive. Better, faster, and more affordable.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Delaware County Times Birds reporter Bob Grotz and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
It is time for this week's injury review, brought to you by the attorneys at Bagley, Carlin, and Mandio. Contact them today for a free consultation at 215-806-3689. That's 215-806-3689. If you had asked me to do the injury report last night at this time, I would have said to you that it is very unlikely that Jalen Hurts will be starting against the Cowboys. Well, today I was down there at the facility, and Nick Sirianni said, don't rule it out. Listen, he has a sprained shoulder, but he's young, he heals fast, and he's tough. He's very, very tough. And then Jalen Hurts came out and said he would like to play. He'll see how things go day in and day out. So whether it is Hurts or Gardner Minshew, we will have to wait and see. But he's a tough young man. Have you met him yet?
Yeah, Hurts. Yeah, not having a chance to meet him. I mean, I walked by a couple times, but I kept a close eye on him, and he just won. It's about time. You know what I'm saying? He just one hell of a a teammate. I mean, a leader, or in a quarterback, and he's came a long way, and I mean, just to see the progress he's made. Oh yeah. I mean, just drastic progress from where he's been at, and like I said, everything takes time. It's not things are it's a marathon in my book. They're not a sprint, and he just came a long way. He's progressed so fast, and just love seeing what he's done with this team.
One of our fans here at Chickies and Pete's at Parks Casino came up and had you sign a University of Cincinnati Bearcats helmet. Yep. It's amazing how many good players have come out of the University of Cincinnati to help the Eagles. I mean, there was, of course, you, and there was Brent Selleck, came from Cincinnati, and a center who will one day be in the NFL Hall of Fame, Jason Kelsey, and there are others, too.
Yeah, and like I said, I think it's that 5th round pick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's we've had a lot of great players come out. University of Cincinnati. They entered the NFL, and certainly we've had a lot of here at the Philadelphia Eagles.
There's one right now trying to make it as a quarterback, Desmond Ritter.
Yeah,
who was there last year.
Yep, and like I said, Cincinnati's came a long way too. Our team. We're somebody we're looked upon as an intense opponent, and I'm proud to see that, and just a very proud Bearcat.
Yep, absolutely.
Wasn't Connor Barwin a graduate?
Yes.
Of Cincinnati as well.
Yeah.
Now, Connor Barwin is an answer to a trivia question that I asked. Okay. Name an Eagle who played Division I football and basketball.
Yep, and that's Connor Barwin. He's the ultimate athlete there.
Were you there with Connor?
No, I wasn't there with Connor. I was there with Selleck.
Yeah.
And but them guys came right after we left. They got the fruit of our of our labor.
You set it up for them, and then they can coast through.
They got the new facility. They got all that stuff.
Now Cincinnati is moving from the conference they're in now to the Big 12. What are your feelings about that?
Like I said, it's just hey, you got to rise to the challenge. This is an opportunity. Everything's an opportunity for us. Every day or every year.
Trent, how has the game changed since you left? And you didn't leave that long ago, less than a decade ago. Yeah. And now, I'm not sure if somebody's a linebacker or a defensive end, or they just call them edge rushers. Now, you had the slash too, didn't you?
Yeah, I played a lot of positions. There's a lot of positions people didn't even know I was playing.
Yeah.
So I played different positions: D tackle to D end to say outside linebacker, middle linebacker. You name it, I was playing, and I was just pretty much a multi-tool. You know what I'm saying? They knew they could put me on. If I had to go to special teams, I could play anywhere on special teams at the size I was, and just being where I was at physically, I could do that. And the game has, like I said, Merrill, the game has changed drastically. With players, players, they're doing different things now, and also the game became more safer. I can say that. That's one thing I've seen as far as when the game's changed. The game's more safer for the players. There's been a push for safety, and
that's good.
I see it. I see it, and and that's a good thing. I think that's a really good thing.
They've basically taken a lot of the kickoffs out of it by moving the spot up at the to where they have at the 35. Yeah. So that eliminates a lot of kickoffs, especially in the warmer weather when they can't get it through the end zone, or in the cold weather when they can't get it. The warm weather they kick it way out of the end zone. Cold weather you get a few more returns, but it's still basically not what it once was. And of course, they're very careful about any helmet-to-helmet hits.
Yes.
The one thing, Merle, about a defensive end or defensive tackle today or the linebacker, they have to be very careful when they tackle the quarterback. That's going to be very difficult because that's not easy to let up and, gently put them to the turf. You're told to just drive them to the ground, but now these guys have to let up a little bit.
Yeah, when I was in there, you can't. I think it was below the knees. You can't go below the knees,
right.
And it's hard. When you got a big 300-something pound offensive lineman on you, and you're fighting every day you got to get to that quarterback, and you never know which is it, your position that your legs are in.
Sure.
And you're sitting there trying to either lunge to go get him and try to do everything you got to go get him. You know what I'm saying? And things happen, but I think everybody tries to play within the lines.
You do, and yet I remember one you had against Eli Manning.
Oh yeah, that's under the rule. That was the reason why the rule. That's why they made that rule.
Is that right?
Yeah, that was it.
Tell me about that. What happened?
I came across and I had an offensive lineman on me. And he was pretty much holding me. You know what I'm saying? But my hand, I never like hit him. You know what I'm saying? It's just like brushed.
It just brushed his helmet.
Yeah, because I was trying to get to him, and
boom! All of a sudden, the flag.
Yeah, I got a flag for it, and that's when that rule. I guess that's when it came to play the next year about the rule about with the quarterback. So and like I said, they made it a safer game, and they made it safe. Hopefully, they made it safe enough to keep our quarterback safe.
Well, another big change today. How would you like to play in a defense that rotated 9 players? We talk about Brandon Graham still playing at a real high level at 35 years old.
Yeah.
I don't think a 35-year-old defensive lineman could do it if he was part of 4 guys who were out there 90% of the time.
Yeah, I agree with you, Merle, on that. I do. I totally agree with you on that. That's different. I've been part of that, and then I did get a little taste of rotating. When we had Washburn there. Coaching there, and we had.
He was crazy, wasn't he, Jim Washburn?
Hey, I have to say this, bro. I loved it. You know what I'm saying?
Did you?
Because that's just part of being a pass rusher, man. You just have to get after every down, and that's what Wash wanted us to do. He wanted us to get after it every down, everything we got. Everything out the window, leave everything on the field, and come out with. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have nothing left in you. And but he made it to where we were rotating guys every 3 plays.
Yeah.
So, but we had the depth, and that's the thing.
You did.
We had starters from first to last. We had starters both sides.
Did you have Babin with you?
Babin, Gerald Tapp.
Darryl Tapp. I remember Darryl
Out of West
Tapp.
Virginia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had Ben Curry. I mean, we had guys. I could go down. There's a lot of other guys too. I mean, especially just from the D tackle spot to D tackle to the D end spot. I mean, we had depth, and that was what big key to that year when we had a lot of sacks. We had a lot of sacks that year, and that was I can say that was one of the funnest years ever.
Well, do you realize that this team right now leads the league with 55 sacks?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
And
All right, we're going to be back with Trent Cole right after this.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. The holidays bring out our seasonal favorites. Try our garlic truffle burger topped with Gruyere, garlicky truffle mushrooms, arugula, and truffle aioli. And sink your teeth into our spicy Thai peanut wings, classic or boneless. Pair any of our seasonal menu items with one of our holiday specialty cocktails, like the chocolate raspberry martini or the You're a Mean One signature cocktail. Sure to put a smile on the Grinch himself. And don't forget our world-famous crab fries, Chickies and Pete's.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs. A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
Ventresca Limited, the Delaware Valley men's store, is located in historic Doylestown. For casual clothing in denim to business suits and tuxedos, Ventresca Limited has a large selection you have to see to believe. The experienced and knowledgeable sales staff can show you the many brand labels that have made Ventresca Limited in Doylestown a must for men concerned about their image. Select from Canali, Brax Jeans, Hickey Freeman, Johnson Murphy Footwear, and much more. Custom alterations are free. Visit Ventresca Limited on the web at ventresca.com. The life of a Philly sports fan is a wild ride. Some years we fly high. Some years we don't. What never changes year after year is how we get to the game. Shoulder to shoulder with our fellow fans on SEPTA. On the way to the tailgate, coin toss, and kickoff, the Broad Street line takes us from home to home field, and this season home free thanks to Bet Parks. Plan your trip to the game and learn more about free rides home. Sponsored by Bet Parks at iseptaphilly.com.
Don't hang out alone in the man cave this football season. Hang out at Cheerleaders with sexy entertainers, $4 Miller Lights, Jameson specials, and awesome game day prizes during all Sunday and Monday football games. Stop in before, during, or after the game to see your favorite entertainers and your chance to win an awesome game day prize. The most epic game day experience is at Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, where champions play. Open daily from noon till 2 a.m.
Enjoy a world of Italian wine and cuisine in nearby Philadelphia at Grand Cafe La Cola. This Italian landmark cafe offers a wide variety of Italian options for both lunch and dinner, and before you leave, try their award-winning gelatos. Offering an online market for your favorite meats, cheeses, coffee, and much more, it's Grand Cafe La Cola website at grandcafelacola.com. Call them today at 215-568-5600. That's 215-568-5600. Or visit them at their flagship location at 1716 Chestnut Street in Philadelphia. The world of Italian cuisine is only a 30-minute drive away at Grand Cafe La Cola.
All tires aren't the same, and neither are all tire dealers. Michelin tires offer safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Trust the tire experts at CJ's Tire and Automotive in Fairless Hills. They'll get you in and out in no time, and their everyday low prices on BF Goodrich and Michelin tires can't be beat. CJ's Tire and Automotive. Better, faster, and more affordable.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Delaware County Times Birds reporter Bob Grotz and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
And back we are at Chickies and Pete's in the Parks Casino. Bill Werndale sitting in for Bob Grotz, who is under the weather tonight. It is time now for this week's Penworth Financial Keys to the Game. The key to your financial future is Penworth Financial. Call them today at 267-997-4503 or visit penworth.com. Trent Cole, Hall of Famer, Eagles Hall of Famer Trent Cole is our guest tonight. Talking about the keys to this game, I think number one, as far as the keys, is they have got to keep Micah Parsons neutralized the way they did the first time they met Dallas. Would you buy that one?
Yes, Mike Parsons. That guy's just he's a beast. I mean, he's a beast, and I think really with the Eagles I don't really think they have to worry about them. They got to worry about themselves, and beating themselves. I think they've won the war. I think they won the war already. They just got to win the battle within themselves, and that's it. That's pretty much it with them. I think they have nothing to worry about going against. Parsons. They know what they have to do. They already had experience, and I think. From what I've seen, they know how to adjust, and they adjust very well.
Okay, another key, always you have to put pressure on Dak Prescott.
Yep.
You can't let him stand around.
Yeah, like I said, I think the way, the energy in the locker room, especially on that D line, and it's that defense, I think there's going to be no problem keeping the energy on him, but they know that this will be a very intense game, and, hey, you got to use that, use it to your ability. It's be very intense, and I think they're going to get after him.
Yeah, they have runners. They have Tony Pollard. They still have Zeke Elliott. You've got to stop them. But the Eagles have added big bodies in Linville Joseph and then Ndamukong Suh. And Jordan Davis is coming back and getting more action all the time. Do you like him? Yeah,
I like Jordan Davis. But I think that, what I'm seeing, I think Cowboys are going to try to utilize this running game, I think, because – they know this defense is hot right now. Their sacks are up. Yeah. These guys are coming. And going against a team like that, what we do? We're going to stick the run game on.
Yeah.
So I think that the defense has to. They have to be. They got to. I think they got to maybe slow things down a little bit and may pay more attention to this run game.
Merle mentioned Jordan Davis, and you were a young player like Jordan Davis. What's the biggest adjustment going from college to the NFL for a defensive lineman?
I think it's the speed of the game. It's getting your Bradava right. It's getting everything, because I can remember my times coming in, from my experience coming there, just how fast it was, and knowing that you're amongst the best. You're amongst the best all around, and you only win with technique. You only can win with technique.
Trent, you're a guy who slid very, very well back into civilian life, so to speak. I know you're a great outdoorsman, and you were doing production work, right? Television stuff. Are you still doing that?
Yes, I did a lot of things, man. I had a lot of things going when I was playing currently for the Eagles, and I had things going, and then the things I fell back on once I got out. Retired from football. Like I said, I have a marketing company now, marketing business solution company.
Really?
Yeah, and then sports side too, sports and business. And then I have the production company, then the television show, the national television show. You still do that all the way? Yes, I do all that.
That's great.
And then the farming. I let everybody know I have the farming operation I have going on.
You're a grain
farmer, man. Yeah. I'm a grower, man. I love it. It's just something I love. Grew up, when you wake up and you see cornfields and you grow up in that type of area, and that's what you see. You go to school every day and come back when you're young and working on farms and when you're young and stuff, and you kind of fell back on what and just real being an investor and stuff, and
But do you actually do farming yourself? Do you get up early in the morning?
Yes.
What time does your day begin?
It all depends. Like I'm a guy. I like to get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
I love it, man. I'm one of them guys. I can't wait to get up the next day, bro. I just love. You know what I'm saying? I just love life. I love get up and being productive. You know, and I can't wait to start the next day. Like it's crazy to say.
You're out on the tractor?
Huh? Oh, I'm on the tractor. You name it, I'm doing it. You know, it's and I got guys that work there. You know, I got guys that work on the farm, but. Like I said, but I can't let them do all the work, bro. You know, I come from a very intense game that required me to have structure, to wake up in the morning, get there, make sure I'm ready to go into a classroom to learn. You know what I'm saying, to get my playbook and get ready for this team. You know what I'm saying? I was going to a job that required, a lot of my time. You know what I'm saying, and had to be prepared mentally and physically.
Wow, that's great.
So, you know, I just didn't really change, you know what I'm saying, when I came off that. So I just had to keep that same work ethic, and it's just me, you know. So I'm a worker. It's just the way I am. I want to be productive.
You know, and you look great. I don't think you've gained a pound.
I'm still solid, man. Still same way I left.
That's great. You look wonderful, and you deserve all of the good things that have come to you. Yep. All right, this is a point where at the end of the show where we pick games, not the Eagles, and see how we all do. All right? First of all, Thursday night game, Jacksonville at the Jets. Trent, you want to take a pick?
Jets.
Billy?
Jets.
Okay, Jets. I am taking Jacksonville. I like what Doug Peterson has done, and Trevor Lawrence is a coming quarterback.
I love Doug there, but I'm going with Jets.
Okay, Giants at Minnesota. Billy?
I'll take the Minnesota Vikings in this one.
Trent?
Whew, man, the Vikings has been getting hurt lately, so I'm going with the Giants.
Okay, I'm going with Minnesota. All right, Washington at San Francisco.
Oh, San Francisco all day.
San Francisco.
Yeah, they're hot.
San Francisco as well.
Do you know D'Amico Ryans?
Oh, yeah, of course. That's
I love him. We spent a whole day together doing Baconator commercials. and he's a great guy, and he's going to be head coach next year.
Yeah.
D'Amico's the 49ers D coordinator.
Yep.
New Orleans at Cleveland. Anyone?
Cleveland.
I'm Cleveland.
3 for Cleveland. No matter what you say about him, Deshaun Watson makes Cleveland a much better team.
Yes.
There's no doubt about that.
It's a big change.
Green Bay at Miami. Billy?
Miami.
Trent?
Ooh. Where is it at?
It's at Miami.
Miami.
Okay, I'm going to take Green Bay. I like Rodgers got it going last night. Seattle at Kansas City.
I'm going KC.
KC. Billy?
KC, the Sunshine Band.
Okay, KC. Detroit, another quick riser. At Carolina. Do the Lions keep going? They're 7-7.
I'm Detroit.
Detroit. Billy?
Detroit.
3 for Detroit. And finally, Cincinnati at befuddled New England, who doesn't know what to do with the football. Cincinnati, Billy?
Cincinnati, they're on a roll right now.
Cincinnati and
can't believe that.
I'm telling you, they lateraled the game away the other night. What a mess. All right, well, that's going to wrap us up, Trent. You're just a joy to be around. You've done a great job for the Eagles, and the fans still love you, and we wish you nothing but the best. And let's go Birds, huh?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Thank you, Trent.
Thank you, Trent.
Billy, you've done a great job.
Thank you.
And that'll do it for us tonight. Next week, we were at Chickies and Pete's in Audubon. Thank you to Chris Ermer, who always does a great job as our producer. So for all of us, we will see you from Dallas on Christmas Eve. Good night, everyone.
You've been listening to the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Tonight's show is an exclusive presentation of 1490 AM, as well as 107.3 FM, and heard around the world at WBCB1490.com.